Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, lady?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to God, Sex, and Love. And this is Accountability, episode 6. Good morning, Mr. Leo. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good.
I don't know what that means, but
Well, I got some things to report. You know what I'm saying? Like, some good, some maybe not so good, but I'm going to be honest, though, 'cause this is
okay,
accountability.
okay. So talk to me. Let me know what's been going on.
What's been going on? Well, real quick, Mrs. Brenda Venor tells us good morning as well. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Brenda. So, okay, what had happened was, I had these weeks of celebrations and
Here we
whatnot.
go, and it begins. Here we go. Okay.
My son's birthday, my husband's birthday. So I went from 2 weeks of no sweets to
Crash.
probably a week of cake every day.
Mm-hmm.
But but I did narrow it down, like I told you in the email. I did narrow it down from what I usually do, because before this, y'all, I would probably eat maybe like multiple pieces of cake a day, right? So this go around, if I did have some, I only had one a day, So and we can also, for the record, can we blame a few people? I know we can blame me, right? I hold myself accountable as well. However, I have to hold the others accountable as well too, because at the birthday party, I say, well, first of all, why for my family had to bring the biggest cake for my son. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but it was huge. And then like half of it came home with us, and I was like, everybody get cake. Nobody got cake. Take home with them. Then I told my husband, I said, babe, won't you go ahead and take half of this to work tomorrow? He looking at me crazy. I'm like, how are we gonna eat? I mean, what are we gonna do with all this cake? He looking at me like, we gonna eat it. I'm like, I mean, you the one meal plan, you know what I'm saying? Like, hello, you gonna help me out? NJ can't eat the whole cake by herself.
No, fine.
How we gonna get rid of this cake? We don't want to ruin it. So he didn't take it away. I asked, see, I tried. I to send the cake other places. And then because my thing about his cake, my thing about NJ's cake was like, man, we could have gave part of it away, because my thing is the very next week we had my husband's birthday when we brought home a cake from him too. And now his wasn't as big, right? It was just like a regular situation. But still, so needless to say, over the past week I had cake every day. I'm still not eating multiple meals, so that's another thing. I don't know. I just thought, I don't know. I don't know what to even say. And you know what? The only thing I can say as my excuse, and that it's not no excuse really, but the only thing that I can say that's probably contributing to it is that, after we did like some groceries or whatever a couple weeks ago, and got a bunch of healthy stuff, and then we ate all that. So then now it's kind of like, not all of it, but the majority of it. So then now, in order to make it meal, you know what I'm saying? So then now I find myself kind of eating whatever we got here. And I still try to go healthier, or ish or whatever. But then there was still some days where I just was like, I am just gonna eat, something or whatever. But so that's what happened with the food. But he's like, mm, mm, mm.
I'm just listening. I'm just trying to hear everything you saying.
But on the flip side, I've been going hard with the workout. You know what I'm saying? My
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I've been doing them.
Okay.
Even to the point where if I had to do a show, because like there's a couple of Fridays that I had to do a live taping of GSL, and after I did the show, I did my workout. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like that's something right there. Because I could have just been like, I'm tired, but just go take a shower, get in the bed. I did my workout, and then I did the rest of the stuff. So I mean, I've been doing workouts, getting a good sweaty, and everything. So I pat myself on the back for that.
I bet you do. After all that
You
cake.
know. Like, I mean, even yesterday too. Like, I mean, because by the time I did everything else that I had to do, and that was one of the last tasks, and I just was like, go on, do it, just go on,
Right.
do
Right.
it, go on, do it.
Just get it done.
So
All right.
So that's where I'm at. At the moment, that's where I am.
So where do you see your struggles at right now? Outside of just in other words, what I'm saying is like we know that the cake, we know sweets was an issue first, but you can see that you've grown, right? That
Yeah, yeah. I
before
mean,
you might have had
again,
like
like,
6 pieces, right? You'd have had probably like 3, 4 slices in one day rather than one. So you can see that okay, there's some growth there. But
hmm hmm
would you say you gave yourself a reason to like go all out because it was your son's birthday?
right. Yeah. I mean, it was those two birthdays like right after each other. So basically, it was the same week. Like it was the week of my husband's birthday. So it was that last week. You know what I'm saying? So technically, it was 1 week of cake every day. But because I didn't have none yesterday, so and this is a new
Right,
week, whatever. And there still might be some remnants of cake in there, but I mean, we got to get rid of it now. You know what I mean? So,
right, right,
no, my son's getting to his papa cake yesterday, and
right,
I just was like, gotta get these
right,
cakes out. But yeah, son's cake is gone. It's done. I mean, well, it might still be like some in there, but I'm not gonna have no more. And then like husband cake, they can have it. I don't know, but I'm not gonna have no more. So, and even yesterday, like when I did eat, I tried to throw in some asparagus, and you know what I'm
right.
saying, and whatnot, and try to, I haven't been measuring as well. I was kind of measuring a little bit with some stuff when I was eating, but not as much as when I was doing it before. Um, and I mean, the water's probably lacking a little bit to be honest. Like I'm doing it, like I have my bottles, I refill it every morning, all that stuff. Um, but I don't know if it's like I guess I haven't challenged myself to drink the whole thing in a day. You know what I'm saying? So, so in that aspect, I feel like that's where kind of maybe some hiccups are in regards to what I'm intaking. Obviously, my intake is the issue here. But again, pushing myself to do the workout and stuff like that is, I mean, it can still be challenging because you'd be like, oh, might not want to do it, um, but I've been able to at least push myself to do it and be like, yo, go ahead and do it. And then when I am doing it, it's
Right.
fine. And then,
So what is pushing you to do the workout more so than the food? This is remember when I told you like for some people the working out, many not for some, many the working out. A lot of times people will do once they get in the swing. The hardest thing is food sometimes because of the mental aspect that has to go into it. Not to say that the workout is not hard, because some people struggle with that too.
mm-hmm,
But I've seen many people struggle more with the food aspect. And you got some who do well with it, but just in your case, it seems that your food is more of the struggle than your workout. Because your workout is something that you're like, I can push through that, I can get up to it. But your food, because you have conditioned yourself so much and for it's like your sweets and so it's like you playing devil's advocate with yourself like I really don't want to eat it but I can just take a little piece of this and then you in your head you're like but I know me, if I do this then I'm going to do this, so it's like you're uh almost denying yourself something that you want to eat, but then you're like, well, I know I can maybe eat a little bit, but then your little bit turns into a lot. You see what I'm saying? I guess what I'm saying is like, what have you learned from this week? What has it shown you outside of just? I'm not just talking about bad. I'm just talking about period. What have it shown? What have it shown you about you?
um, well, I'm still like, well, again, I guess I don't know why I'm struggling when it comes to eating multiple times a day. Um, um, maybe I prioritize rest over eating or something. Like times when I can rest more, like when it's quiet around, when my son sleeps or something like that. I'm more so focused on clearing my mind because my mind, my mind's always going with this idea, that idea, and then this and that and all that. And so I guess I focus more so on resting than eating and
Right.
preparing and prepping
Right.
and and all that. Oh Lord, speaking of, oh Lord, here go one excuse right here too. I got another excuse for me. This is my boy with Bro's Bites. He goes, that's because Bro's Bites is forcing food down her throat. I take partial bath. Look, he takes partial bath. See, there you go. See, this is my tribe. Hey, what's up, Derek? Thanks for tuning in. And that, I mean, it's funny too because I did think about it this morning. I was like, man, I do miss, just hitting him up, be like, hey, bro, what you cooking? Um, and stuff. But I just, I mean, it did feel good to do the multiple meals when I did do it. I felt a little bit more um Susie homemaker. You know what I mean? Like, but see, okay, so here's one thing. This is one thing, with the exception of today. I still didn't get up and give my husband the breakfast, but I still don't eat it. I make him the oatmeal. I haven't making the eggs because I mean the eggs just get gone and then we be like, dang, we got eggs. So I haven't done 3 eggs in a while. But like with the oatmeal situation, I'll get up when I get up in the morning. I'll make him the oatmeal. And I didn't this morning. He notices I'm over here like, oh, I thought she might be tired of oatmeal at this point, because I get up and make it for him every morning now. And so I'll make it for him, and then it's like I'll go back to sleep, or you know what I mean. And I don't know why I don't just make mine too, or make everybody's, um,
So you need to come up with a plan that works for you. See, that may work for hubby because he's eating on the way to work and and everything like that. But for you, you may need to eat a little later or something. Maybe like since you're sleeping a little later, that could be your time of save where you're not eating, but when you wake up, so around 11 or 12, you can eat your first meal. Then your second meal may be at 4:30. Then your last meal may be at 8:30, something like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean,
mhm,
because if you're trying to catch up on sleep because you got little man and stuff like that, and say you don't get up to 10, then maybe you could say, okay, it works better for me. So then it doesn't play mind tricks on your mind and say, well, I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I'll just eat lunch and only eat dinner. Nah, look at it this way. People eat breakfast in the evening. So why can't you eat in at 12? Why can't you eat? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I would just say figure out what works for you. Don't It doesn't have to be based off what everybody else does. What your schedule for one person may be different from another person. So they may be eating around the times that works for them. So you may need to figure out a time that works for you. So if you like for me, I don't eat to 12 because I fast from doing that time.
mhm,
All right. I don't touch anything. I just drink water, drink my tea, and then at 12 o'clock I pray and then I get ready to eat. Because it works better because I'm not a breakfast person. So I just use that time to chill out. And then I eat at 12. Then the next meal I eat around after workout or around 4. And then my last meal is that night. It works for me. So you just have to find what works for you but just make sure that you're working that plan, you know.
mhm. I mean, so is there any way possible that like what I'm currently doing, like the one meal, like it, and that don't even sound right. My question don't even sound right. So you're gonna say no. But like, is there any way possible that I could be possibly getting what I need for that day in that?
One meal. I mean, you could be possibly getting what you need to live. And that's going into a whole different subject when you have your BMR and your total daily energy expenditure. When you look at these numbers tell you, okay, how much do you need? Your TDEE, what I just said, your total daily energy expenditure tells you how much do I need to eat to maintain your current weight.
Mm,
But your
mm,
BMR may be a little lower than what you need for as your weight because your BMR is basically telling you this is how much this is what you need to survive. This is what your body needs to kind of function properly, just off principle. This
mm,
is the bare minimum that you should be doing. daily for your body to proper function. So you could be getting in, without me going into so much detail about it, you could be getting in what you need to survive. But for us, what you're trying to do is change you may not be getting in enough to help your body to start changing for us, fueling it in the way that it needs to be. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
you put gas in your car and you got enough to get back and forth, but I don't necessarily mean you're gonna have enough to deal with the whole week.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, look, bros, if you still watching, man, look, we got to get me on 3 meals somehow, man. We got to get me on 3 meals. I just, I mean, like I said, it did feel good when I was doing it the first couple of days, whatever. When I was doing it, it did feel good too to be doing it. Um, I, I don't know. I don't know if it's just, I don't know because again, I do get up at early in the morning, like at 4, and then I'm doing my thing or whatever, and then, yeah, I will make his oatmeal or whatever, and then, go back to sleep, and then, obviously my son's getting up sometime between 9 and noon, because you never know with this guy. Like sometimes he'll stay asleep, sometimes he'll be up, mommy. So, so sometime between those hours is when he's up, and then obviously, giving him whatever breakfast or lunch or whatever, and or lunch, depending on again if he woke up at noon or something.
Right.
So, I, yeah, yeah. Now, but I will say now, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the couple of weeks that I kind of did right or what, or maybe it's a workout, but I feel like my back ain't touching no more. So, that's something. That's right. That's probably why I keep working out. You like, why are you able to do the workout? Well, I'm like, all right, well, I feel some change. Like,
And I knew that was going to come because with you, that's why I was doing it the way you're doing it, because you're not an avid working out person. So I knew, okay, if I can get her to eat and work out, she'll see, because you're like a newbie too. So you'll start seeing certain changes to your body in the way that will come sometimes quick. And I knew when you first started and you was on top of your food in them first couple of weeks, I knew you weren't gonna see nothing nuts, but I knew you was gonna start seeing small changes in just how, just from just your shape, just from things starting to trim down and certain things starting to lift and certain things begin to, especially if you're challenging yourself in eating, and then not only that, you would have start feeling different. Like, all right, I feel a little bit more energized. I feel like when I wake up, I don't be as tired, or throughout the day, I feel like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? These are things you also want to pay attention, because it's just not about your weight loss or your weight gain or whatever like that. It's about, how do you feel? Do you feel better? Do you feel stronger? Is your endurance better? Like when you run around and chase him, you like, oh, I can run for 5 minutes rather than I only ran for 30 seconds and I was out of breath. Little things, because it's just bigger than just the numbers on the scale. It's health. It's life. What do you feel overall? Does that make sense?
mm-hmm. I guess my other thing too is like, because I don't necessarily have a goal per se. I don't have
Yeah,
like, oh, I want to be an ideal weight. I don't
I get it.
have it. So I think that's probably what the other thing is too. Because then when I was measuring on the website with the food, it was still telling me I wasn't reaching the goal. And I think I was like, when I was eating 3 meals, I just was like, I mean, how much food do I gotta eat? Like I don't even want, like, not say I don't want what I was eating, but I was like, so it's like, I don't know. I think it was just all of those things combined that kind of got me back here or whatever. But hey, I mean, let's see what the people are saying. They going in, they going in. Miss Brenda says, I do water and tea. My body wants liquid in the morning. I don't get hungry until 10 a.m. See, she feels
That's
me.
because she's
I
full.
just don't feel hungry
She's
per se.
full on the water and she's full on tea. Water fills you up and it helps take away craving or hunger. That's
Mm,
another thing water does. So she may feel full, and like when you feel those cravings, you may hear people say, drink some water.
mm,
Because sometimes that just may your body want some, but you may not really be hungry. So when you drink water and you feel like, okay, that takes away the craving, then you really want hunger. It's just you craving or whatever. So she probably, um, when she drinks her water, it keeps her satisfied. So
mm,
then when it's time for her to eat, she's good. She's not like feel like she's starving or anything like that. So that's good.
Yeah. And I guess my thing is too, I only eat when I'm hungry or something. It like, or that's what I feel like I do, or maybe after I feel like I done did something, like, or maybe I feel like you can't you can't eat unless you work.
Right.
Maybe that's my problem. I don't know. You didn't work hard enough today. You can't eat. Now, my boy Derek, he goes, yes, we can reconnect after the show. I'm ready to do it for you. Oh Lord, I gotta find these coins from somewhere there. We gotta find these coins. Bros bites, everybody. Bros bites. Miss Brenda also says food for thought makes perfect sense to me. No oatmeal for me. The oatmeal is a new. I mean, now again, like with us
Again, you don't
grocery
have to
shopping
do
and stuff.
oatmeal. I just said oatmeal because that's what you like to do. But I would rather you do a well balanced meal. Personally, and this is just Leo. I can't speak for other I like my clients to do well balanced meals
Mm,
because it matters when it comes to your energy. Because
mm,
now you're fueling yourself with all the most important components, which is fats, protein, carbs, right? So when you fuel yourself with that and you get in those sources that you need, then you begin to get in all the minerals and the vitamins that you are, like your zinc and your magnesium and your vitamin C and stuff like that. And then on top of that, if you want, because some people also take vitamins and stuff to be an add-on to what they're eating, because that's what it should be. Your vitamins and your minerals and stuff shouldn't be your main process that you eat, that you use to help suffice your body. Now that should be an add-on to your food.
mm,
Now, if what I would say is if you don't have, because that's just a carb. Me personally, that's why I said I was just going off what you said you like. You don't necessarily, again, you don't have to eat breakfast food in the morning. I don't. I'll eat my chicken and my spinach and whatever fat I cooked it in, like if it's olive oil or coconut, whatever it may be, and then get my food in that way. So I'm getting in my. I don't necessarily have to do the norm because it's what is supposed to be. I
mm.
don't, unless like you said, when you get tired of eggs, then why not just make your food from yesterday? If you had chicken and say you had chicken, a sweet potato, and some broccoli, why come you can't eat that? Who says it's wrong, right? So, for me, I just make sure I look more so trying to eat more of a balanced meal. And your balanced meal, when you eat more of a balanced meal, it keeps you a lot of times, sometimes, but sometimes you'll have them days where you're just out of, but most of the time it keeps you from doing like that, like a roller coaster. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because you're getting in most of the most important nutritions that you need to keep your body from yo-yoing like that.
See, I
Especially,
enjoy breakfast. I do like breakfast, but see, I like pancakes and waffles. That's my, you know what I mean. I like stuff like that, and not that I eat like that all the time. I only eat like that randomly and sporadically. Well, before obviously because I
I
had
would,
kids.
I would, I would
So,
challenge you, since there's always better. There's always options to that. You can do, there's always different options and stuff
mhm,
that you can do in the place of the stuff. Because see, sometimes, and again, I don't want to go deep into it, but sometimes we focus so much on calorie counting that we forget about chemical counting. And that's where I be telling you about ingredients. So
mhm,
there are different choices that you can make to suffice that. There's certain ways you just have to try to find, like, research and say, okay, how's a way I can make healthier pancakes? How's
mhm,
a way I can make healthier options and use healthier, like, stuff to put in my pancakes rather
mhm,
than so much of, like I told you, instead of seasoned salt, why don't you use Himalaya salt? Why don't you
mhm,
use pink salt? Stuff like that. Make sure it has no MSG in it. There's ways you can figure out and make sure on the box it's not 25 ingredients in it, you know what I mean,
yeah,
that you can't even say. So I would challenge you to research to say, is there different ways to cook healthier foods?
yeah,
Because one, now when you're doing that, you know what's in it and you're cooking it,
yeah,
and you can kind of do it in a way, and then you can figure out different things to get well balanced. It's just sometimes the thing is, people say eating good is boring, but it's not. It's because it's just not. It's not what you're used to. You know,
Mhm.
you're used to the flavor and the home cooking and down so, which is fine, but you can still make good food taste good as well. You just don't have to put all the excess other stuff in it. You could switch it up. It's a lifestyle, basically. It's
Mhm.
just a lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle that you. It's almost like when you get a new job, you may be used to something, but with the new job, you have to learn how to adapt and change and become a part of that culture, and that may take learning and reading and stuff like that. We're same with your new lifestyle. You just can't
Mhm.
think it's going to change. You got to put work into it and see what certain things can I do to substitute for the cravings that I have that will give me the same satisfaction for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, for example, I did supplement with candy. Now, I don't know if this is a good supplement, but I thought it was a better one. Like, when I was craving like something sweeter candy, I would like either grab an apple or I would grab some dried cranberries or something like that.
Good.
You know, well, a couple weeks ago. I ain't gonna lie, I did have a little bit of candy or, over the past couple of days. Because I think I just was like, you know what, hey, I'm already eating cake. I know that's bad. I guess I'm just
I
saying,
get it. That
because I
is how
already
we
cake.
we're like, yo, we're already going in, so we might as well just go ahead and just go in. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and that's the mindset sometimes. I'm already doing bad, so I might as well do bad and just get back on it. Uh, tomorrow or today or whatever the case may be. So, I get it.
But I like that the times that I did, try to eat healthier or try to get something here that we had. I was throwing in, I guess, being creative and throwing in things like, again, I had like the chicken, pasta, and the asparagus yesterday. And what was that day? Another day I had like, uh, I don't know. I just felt like I was being more creative with making sure I had some vegetables in there or making sure I had some, something alongside of, whatever I was eating or whatever. But to keep the healthy going. Or for example, when my husband made tuna last week, I think it was last week or whenever it was, instead of just getting, now I don't know if this is better or not, but I kept it in mind. So instead of getting the regular Ritz, I got the whole wheat Ritz. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to
Yeah.
add I got to crack into the tuna. I feel like you can't have tuna without. Even though Dario was all like, "Yes, you can." I'm like, "No," because I mean, let me see what the people got to say. Because look, I'm just disappointed, Mr. Leo over here. Let's see what they got to say. She said, well, let me see. Derek says balance, most important with all things. Oh goodness, yes, y'all getting on me today. Miss Brenda says, let me see. Uh-oh. I think I'm like, okay. She says, so I see I need to drink more water and tea because I'm trying to lose about 70 pounds. Okay, hey, Mr. Hey, he's got to talk to. Like, I'll give you all his information momentarily. Let's see. Derek, there are some savory options for breakfast. Meatballs are good options too. Okay. See, says, is it how you cook the food? Is it exercising about 30 minutes a day a good start? Or is exercising 30 minutes a day a good start? You want to answer that?
Yeah, I mean, it is how you cook the food because one, you don't want to kill all the nutritions in it, because we liked our food certain ways. Like for example, I'm not saying hot dogs are the greatest, but think about it. We had a barbecue, we want a burnt hot dog. So now think about it. If we burning something, where is the nutritions at? So um, you want to just make sure that you're cooking the food where the nutritions are still alive and it still will provide for your body, right? Um, as for exercising daily, that is a good start, 30 minutes a day. I would say, something just without knowing your whole situation and not knowing everything, because I'm real, I don't like to just tell people you should do this and do that without knowing, because some people may have knee injuries, some people might have certain injuries. But if you're kind of rather healthy, you could do 30 minutes of strength training one day for us. Like if you don't have weights, push ups, squats, stuff like that for 30 minutes. And then the next day, maybe go walking for 30 minutes. And then the next day after that, push up, squats. Then after that, walking. And then, something like that where every other day, and you could do that maybe Monday through Friday. So now you got 3 days of strength training, a couple of days of cardio, You know what I mean? And since you're trying to lose more, I would say even do a little bit of walking on your strength day training. So maybe like 20 minutes. So you 30 minutes of 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 workout, and then maybe 30 minutes of walking. Then the day after, you don't do no strength training for it's like push up, then you just do some walking. And then the day after that, then you do a little bit of strength training with some walking. Then the day after that, then just walking. Then come Friday, strength training, walking. Then Saturday and Sunday, you take a break and focus on your diet. Take a break to allow your body to kind of recoup from the workout, because that's why I have it. That's why I'm saying I'm big on rest, because your body needs to recoup and let your muscles to restore after being broke down. So that's why I say walk in between and then workout, walk in between workout, and then weekend take a break off and come back. That gives you 5 days of working out. If you stay consistent with it and you're eating consistently and you figure out how much you should be eating and how much and what to eat and how to eat, you'll start seeing changes. I mean, heck, my girl, my sister over there, she was doing it just a little bit and she started seeing changes. So
Mhm.
it's about being consistency. And I would say, for me, it's faith, it's your mindset, uh, and being consistent. And
Mhm.
when if you can apply those three things into what your plans are, then you can begin to prep and prepare and plan and begin to accomplish what you're doing. You just have to, whatever, when you're talking about this, like if you have kids, like I was telling sis, she have a kid. It's absolutely nothing she wouldn't do for that young man. She'll go all out. She's already committed to him. There's nothing. If he needs it, she there. If it's something wrong, she taking him to the doctor. If it don't matter, she'll give up her clothes before she'll. Well, you got to take that same type of commitment for yourself and,
Mhm.
and do. Sometimes we commit to so much everything, but it's hard for us to commit to us. You have to take
Mhm.
that same type of commitment. And that's why I say faith, because you ask God to come in to give you a mindset and allow his strength to dwell in you rather than your strength to push you forward to do what you need to do and begin. Then that way, now it becomes a bigger thing. Now you're glorifying him with your body, just glorifying the world and the food. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm. I was gonna say too, I appreciate you sending me the link to show me exactly how to do the mountain climbing group. I feel a lot better doing the mountain climbing now. I don't feel like the what I was feeling before. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I knew that's what the problem was. I was like, man, you probably doing it too hard. You
Yeah,
probably
I see. I didn't know. I thought that's how you're supposed to do it. Miss Brenda, she says, I recently changed to pick salt. I'm also making sure there is no more than 20% sugar in things I'm buying. Woo,
that's good. She
that's
working.
good. All right. She's also said this right here. She says, I was doing mangoes when I had a sugar craving. Okay. At night, but stopped because I found it turns to sugar. I'm going to the farmer's market to incorporate something new in my diet every week.
That's
Ooh.
good. So you're pushing and you're trying. So keep pushing, keep trying, and keep learning. That's the key. Keep learning and pay attention to your body and see
Mm,
how your body reacts to things. And
mm,
how how your body uh uh like I said reacts to things, because that's going to help you too, because now what you thought about your body, you'll begin to learn more about your body and be like, oh, okay, so for this, like for me, I know I can't do certain breads. I can't do my body when I eat bad, I blow up quick. And I learned that about my body. It's like when I'm on it, thank God right now I'm 45, but I'm still able when I'm on it. I can my body reacts quick. Everybody body don't react like that. But when I'm off of it, man, I put on weight quick. But that's learning and understanding and paying attention so you'll know how to handle your body and know what works for you and what don't work for you. So don't be afraid to experiment like what you're doing. If that don't work for you, then change it. Maybe find a fruit that works for you that's lower in sugar, like an apple, like a pear, like strawberries, like blueberries. Those are lower in sugars that may not spike your blood sugar levels or whatever. Or maybe eat some protein at night. Drink some water, eat a little bit of protein, because protein helps satisfies you. and it keeps you fuller longer. So maybe that's an idea you can do, but healthier protein, I would say,
Mhm.
and I mean, those are just ideas, but keep researching and keep learning, keep doing that, and you'll see how you'll be surprised how much you grow and how much you'll learn about yourself and your body.
Mhm. And she said one more thing here. She said, I'm using a treadmill for walking right now, probably with my knees and back for car injury.
It probably is because that's pounding on your knees and it's pounding on your back. You got to think about it. You're pounding. So I would recommend probably if you can, if you got it at home, then that's fine. Slow it down and walk at a nice pace that's not going to cause pain. Or you may get knee braces to help support you. But another thing you could do is maybe the bike. If you can find a bike with a back where you could sit and pedal on at the gym, or you can get the elliptical because you're not pounding. It takes away the pounding on your hips, on your knees, on your lower back, where it helps relieve that pounding and let your knees, and it warms your knees and stuff up in the way that you can begin to work out better and help your knees from being in pain during that moment of walking.
This is great questions and great conversation. Thank you all so much for interacting today. Let's see. Miss Brenda also says here, she says, okay, I will try. What type of protein?
Like chicken breasts, um, you know, fish, stuff like
Man, you
that.
went from snacks to meals, man.
I mean, that's protein,
Yeah.
or you could do, or you, like I said, or make sure that you eat a well balanced meal. I don't know what time you eat, but like a well balanced meal. And then what you could do, you know, um, at a certain time, and then like you do now, drink your water and see if it's just you wanting more food, or that satisfies your craving. Just make sure that you're getting in enough, because sometimes if you're craving like crazy like that, you're not eating enough. You may need to increase your food and your meals, and figure that out. You may want to, I would say, either get with someone or keep researching to see how many calories do you need to eat in order to begin to lose weight. So that way, you can begin to see how much food you need, so you won't be craving crazy. Because a lot of time when you're craving like that, you're not eating enough. You got to eat more. Your body is telling you, I'm not getting enough fuel.
Hmm. She says here, I have a treadmill at home and I do adjust speed and lift. I have a bike, but it's a little rough on my back after the injury.
Okay, so sometimes I don't know what type of bike you have, but sometimes, like, if you just got a bike where you're sitting on the seat, then yeah, because you like this, and that can be uncomfortable. That's why I said if you was at a gym and the bikes that have the seats with the back where you can lean on the back like a chair, and it
Hmm.
helps give more support to your back. So now you get both of both worlds. You're getting support for your back, and you're taking the pounding off your knees and stuff like that. Now, if you adjust the treadmill at home, and that's good. Just do it with what you can. Listen to your body. If you're starting to feel too much pain, then you may want to chill out and make sure talk to your doctor. Make sure there's nothing being done, because it could be some stuff you got to kind of fight through to for your stuff to get strong. But I would say talk to your doctor to make sure there's nothing else going on, or making sure or nothing like that, because I don't want to tell you to keep doing this or keep doing that, and I don't know your whole physical background.
Hmm.
But I would say talk to your doctor to make sure there's nothing else. And then, like you said, since you're trying to lose weight, that could be the reason why your knees hurt. You know, that it's a lot of weight on your knees. So you're by you getting rid of the weight, you may begin to see changes, and your knees won't bother you, as much. And then make sure you got decent shoes. That matters when you're walking and stuff, because that helps support what you're doing as you're walking as well. So those are little things I would say try, like, if you can, even if you can go to like a Planet Fitness, get on a bike that has a support. It's so much better than trying to. I get fighting through it, but you leaning on, you still having back pain. That means you need to continue to work out and strengthen your core and strengthen your lower back, because your core is going to help. It's counter, so it helps your lower back get stronger as well. Because when you have strong abs, strong core, strong back, So you want to work on focus on strengthening that as well. And then, like I said, if you can't, that's fine. But if you can, get to a gym that has a bike with a back to it, so it supports you. So it supports your back and takes the pounding off your knees. Those are just a couple of things you could do.
Well, like I said, for people, we appreciate the conversation today as well. Look, I'm gonna either have to go grocery shopping or hit up this guy right here, Bro Spice, and figure out how can we get me at 3 meals, man. Like, can we? I need you to look prep me. How often do I need to be doing this every day?
Man, don't try to do that. Don't do that. Don't try to act like you don't know what you're supposed to be doing and try to act like you lost. We done had this conversation off the air, on the air.
Every day. So I
You
gotta get
should
a
be
7 day meal prep.
because you don't need to eat like tons of food because it's not like you're like big, right? You're not obese. You're not an obese person. So you just need to make sure you're getting enough. The problem why you probably not you seeing because you just probably not eating enough or something. So instead of maybe, experiment. So if you see that you're doing 4 ounces and you're seeing this, I need to look at your MyFitnessPal because I can tell you exactly you're not eating enough of this. You're not eating enough of that. You know what I mean? Because that's what it shows. When you look at the bottom and you're tracking your food, and you'll see how much is left. Your goal may say 200 and it may say you did 140, but you don't hit close to everything else, but that one thing may be 40. That tells you right there, okay, I need to do more of that because I'm not even close to my goal. Does that make sense? That would equal to my goal.
We got to look at it. I don't know if you can still have access to it or not, or if you can see it. But yeah, I couldn't get on it last week, and so I just haven't even attempted to keep up with my stuff. I know I'm just all the way he messes up here. Miss Brenda tells you thank you though here
You're welcome.
and everything. Um, but yeah, uh,
I would say just take it one day at a time, miracles. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Take it one day at a time. I mean, stop looking at the finish line when you still at the start. I mean, just take it one. You don't just unless you got godly God power, you just jump over everything and just get to the finish line. That's not how it works. There's certain processes you got to take to get to the finish line. Focus on the process. And that process doesn't mean perfect. That process may mean fail. It may mean mess up. But that process is what's teaching you how to get to the finish line. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
now you're learning and you're growing. So now it's like what you're doing is wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, right? So now you're getting wisdom, right, through
Mhm.
your understanding. So now you take that knowledge and apply it. Does that make sense? Or I should say, versus you're getting knowledge and you're using that understanding to grow. So now you become wise with certain things you're going to be doing. With now when you begin to be change this lifestyle. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm. Well, I mean,
Take it
I
one
don't
day,
know
one
if I gave
moment
you
at a
any
time.
good news today, but I appreciate it.
You'll be all right. Just take it one day, one moment at a time. One day, one moment at a time. Stop focus. That's what the Bible said. You don't focus on tomorrow. Tomorrow got its own problems. Focus on today. Focus on what didn't work today. See, get in that mindset. Okay, what caused me not to get? Okay, I didn't hit this, I didn't hit that. So why didn't I? Was it things before or this and that? Okay, so let me do this and try this tomorrow and see if I get this. Now you setting up a plan for each day. So when you see what didn't work, you can take into tomorrow and try to see and change it. And then if it doesn't work tomorrow, okay, what does I need to do? Look at your improvements, maybe even journal. Like that's what you got that journal for. Write down what ain't working and go back to it and look and say, okay, today, you know, what did or what didn't work, what I'm gonna do. Like I learned this thing from this, I can't think right now. They call it pies. And I journal it, and it's pies. It says the physical, the intellect, the emotional, and the spiritual.
Mhm.
And you can write that down. Okay, what didn't I do right today? Where was my mind at today? Was my emotion off? Where was my spiritual? So then you could see certain things. What can I improve? What then I didn't do? That's including with your food and everything. You see what I'm saying? Because the physical, I always talk about my workout and my food. What could I do better? What did I didn't do? Did I hit everything? Or I'll just be honest, I totally messed up at all, everything. You see what I'm saying? So now
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of go back and after a week, see if there's trends. See if there's some trends that's going on. Then you can say, dang, I did this. Okay, I need to fix this. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now you have data to kind of look at.
Well,
Yeah, that's what you had the journal for, right?
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, yeah. Actually, it's funny because I know a friend of mine came out with like it's like a food intake journal, so maybe I need to get that or something like that to because I was doing it on the website that you gave me, but yeah, when I couldn't log in or whatever happened the other week, it was like it wasn't coming up, and I like I don't know what's happening, but
Yeah, you could just use that website just to put food in, but you
mhm,
can get a small book and journal about you,
mm,
what you're doing, how you doing, what things you need to change, what things you work out. So then, like I said, at the end of the week, you can look at certain things and see, okay, are they trends? I need to change this.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I ain't been journaling like that. I think the only thing I've been doing is the, Bible study every day or whatnot, and I keep notes of what I'm reading with that and stuff. But I could get back into journaling.
Yeah, you don't have to write a book. It's
Yeah.
just to kind of see. I would say just as a test to kind of see where your mindset and where you at. See the
Mhm.
food. That website was just for you to kind of track your food, so you can kind of see your food. But
Mhm.
this journal, what I'm saying is, it's just kind of break down. Okay, how did I do today? What was maybe the cause of why I didn't meet my meal? What happened this day? So now, after 5 days, you may go back and just sit and read and be like,
Mhm.
okay, it was a common theme in here. Okay,
Mhm.
let me work on this. You see what I'm saying? Now you can kind of see what you can change and what you can do now that actually can help you take some guessing out of the issue problem.
Mhm. I got a lot of work I got to do.
It's not a lot of work. It's only work if you call it work. It's something. Like I said, everything we do is going to be work, right? But the work is worth it if you allow it to be worth it. The work is not going to be worth it if you focus on the negative and why it's hard and why this and why that. So this is bigger than just you got little man and your husband and stuff like that. So y'all are trying to uh, just make changes just for better lives. You know what I mean? Just better lives. You know, and again, I'm not the one to tell you just don't enjoy life. I'm not telling you that. But I'm just
Mhm.
saying as you try to make changes, there's certain things you're gonna have to change. I mean, if you're trying to, become healthier, then you can't like what you did, which is, to some it sound crazy, but to you, it's good. You can't eat 3 pieces of cake every day. That's not healthy, So you cut it down to one. So that's a win for you. So you take that and move forward and see now, okay, how else can I continue to win? What else can I do to win like that? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, you know, when I really did think about it, I just was like, I just know, like, I would have at least had two. You know what I mean? I would have at least had two because if I had, I probably would have had it if I had a meal or whatever. If I had two meals or something like that, or I probably would have had a meal and then had some later on that evening or whatever as a snack or something.
Right.
So for me doing just one, I felt like that was good. And then, like I said, I did try to like again try different things. I tried to just boil the shrimp versus frying, and and all these different things. Or try, you ain't tell me about the whole wheat crackers, but I mean, I thought that was a good move. You know what I'm saying? It was a good
No,
option.
I wasn't mad at you because you're trying to I guess you could say make better choices, which that's the thing I'm proud because you're thinking. But the
Yeah.
thing is with that is, see, like the the 100, you want to get like 100% wheat, and that box don't say that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You want to do like 100% uh wheat. If you do it, if you do it, you want to try to get 100% uh wheat. That's why if you do those things, I mean, heck, you might as well get the regular and just get the one with less salt or something like that, or I don't know, but even
Yeah.
if you do get the wheat, it's more so whatever crackers you get, eat it in moderation. You shouldn't be eating the whole pack. That whole pack by itself is like almost 400, 500 calories. And then on top of that, if you're getting the regular and stuff, and whether it's wheat, I don't know what the salt is in there, but then you tackle on everything. That's why label reading is important. And I would challenge you to learn how to read labels too. Because if you learn how to read labels, you can begin to understand serving size and say, okay, it says 5 crackers is this and this. I'll just do my 5, or maybe I'll just do 10 and that's it. And I'll put it up because I know if 5 is this, so that means if I do two 10, this is what I just double it and this is what I get, and that's enough. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would challenge you to just kind of learn how to read labels and learn how to understand servants. I'm telling you, it will help you. It will help you in your choices of what to eat and what not to eat, and say, okay, with this, I know it's a lot of this and this. I'm not going to eat a whole lot of this. This is something like, you know, I need to chill out on because it's a lot of this and this. So I'm only going to save this for certain times, certain moments, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's all I have. I don't know if you have anything else for me on today, but I feel a little bit. I mean, I won't say defeated or anything. I'll just say that I got work to do. I got work to do. I'll try to be honest, right? I'll be honest with y'all. So y'all can see where I am and understand that if you're there, you're not alone and all those different things as well. You have anything for us, Mr. Leo, that you want to
Nope,
leave with us on
that's
today?
nah, that's it for me. I mean, but I appreciate all the questions. Those were good questions, great
Yeah.
question. So and your honesty. So just keep pushing, take it one day at a time. Thank you, Miss Brenda, for your questions and your brothers. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I really do appreciate the conversation and thank you all for tuning in and interacting with us on today. That is Accountability episode 6. I hope you all enjoyed it. Uh, you all know where you can reach out to this guy. You can reach out to him at anointedtouch-hfb.com for him and his services and everything. Obviously you've seen the phenomenal work he's doing with your girl. Like I said, my back ain't touching no more. My back used to touch a little bit now. So, I know this now. Come on. I did something. Oh, okay. So Derek is asking for your info, but we got it right there. There it is. There it is right there. Um, oh Lord. Now y'all gonna be communicating. Look, bro. She trying to get me to cook her some red velvet cake, bro.
That's funny.
You gonna tell me, Derek? I'm just kidding. I ain't thought. Well, I did get him to make a birthday breakfast feast for my son.
Okay.
So I,
Okay.
I started that day. I was like, all right, we gonna have this birthday breakfast feast. Um, but yeah, man, I gotta do something. We either gotta go get some groceries or I gotta hit the theory. I don't know. We're gonna work something out. But, we gotta do something because
Yeah. Just do what you can until you're able to do that. Again, don't overthink it and don't overstress it. Because once you start doing that, then instead of it becomes something that's worth it, it becomes like a chore and something that you just don't want to do because it's just too much to, you see what I'm saying? Don't overthink it. You can't help what you don't have. So until you're able to get it, then don't stress it. Just try to make good decisions with what you have. And then once you're able to get it, then go. Don't stress over something you don't have control over at this moment. If you don't got it, you don't have it. Just get once you get it, then let's get to it.
I appreciate you, man. I really do. Every time you give me some encouragement, motivation, and everything like that. You don't make me feel bad. Even though you're like, oh, she's probably the worst person I ever dealt with. But you don't make me feel bad about it. I really appreciate you. And like I said, everybody, y'all know where to reach him. His name is Leo Walker. Thank you so much again for your
Absolutely.
time.
I appreciate y'all.
And thank you everybody for watching.
Have
Till
a good
next
one.
time.
Bye bye.
Bye.